Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I don't know if you can see me behind this massive vehicle that we're reviewing today. This is a 2025 GMC Yukon AT4 Ultimate. It is a brand new trim level for 2025, meaning that what GMC wanted to do here is to take make the most luxurious off-roader big SUV that they could possibly make. We do have a 2-inch lift for the AT4. We also have 20-inch wheels with the all-terrain tires. So what we're gonna do in this video is have a look at this specific AT4 Ultimate here in Midnight Pine, a $500 color option. This dark green that I think actually suits this car very well. So we're gonna have a look at the front end design, the side view, the rear, the interior with a, I don't know how to put this. It's the biggest screen I've ever seen in an interior. We're gonna take a look at that in a minute. And then also, of course, last but not least, we're gonna take this for a drive. Now, as always, before we jump in and talk about this design, which I actually think looks very, very beautiful in this case for a big, massive SUV like this, let's have a look at what's hiding under the hood of this specific AT4 Ultimate. So we have a 6.2 liter V8. You can see just how deep down and low this V8 sits in there. We got 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque connected to a 10-speed automatic transmission. You do have 4-wheel drive, obviously, this being an AT4, come on. You can also get it with the 3-liter Duramax Turbo Diesel if you want to have a diesel version, which I also think sort of makes sense. 305 horsepower and I do believe 495 pound-feet of torque for the diesel version. Now this one does 0 to 60 with a V8 in 6.1 seconds. Fuel economy comes in at 14 city, 18 highway. And the price for this, for a GMC, you got to pay over $100,000 for this one, $102,280 as this one is spec'd with this $500 Midnight Pine color, which I think looks beautiful. We also have night vision installed in this, which I do believe is a $2,000 option. And those are pretty much the options that you get with this one, because it is the Ultimate still, and it comes equipped from factory, very a high equipment level on this car. So looking at the front end styling, they did a refresh for I do believe 2024, and I do think this looks beautiful with the C-shape daytime running lights and indicator lights. You can see just how big and juicy these are. I love how dynamic they are because they're bigger here, thicker in this area, coming down into a thinner piece up top and also down here. I do like that it's the housing for it is completely blacked out. I don't really see any chrome, of course, except for the lower section down there, which I don't want to have in chrome. I want to have to be blacked out as well. But the styling and the graphics with this beautiful sort of matte, not matte, but it's a pretty flat green color, which I think suits the AT4, and the black accents in the front end. Super chiseled and stately looking design. You can see how they carved out this portion up top on the hood and how it dips down into the lower section right here on the grille, looking beautiful. And also these A-pillar lines coming down and swooping into the very corner of the front end right there. Massive GMC logo, front mounted camera located right here. Complete opening for the entire grille, and you have the red tow hooks all the way down low right here. This being the AT4, as I said, it does have a 2-inch lift compared to a regular Yukon, and you also have a proper metal skid plate underneath there. Beautifully done. So this actually has, it feels like they put in some effort to make it a little bit more rugged and a little bit more capable on the trail. So the front end design overall, full LED headlights, of course, right here, and you also have LED fog lights all the way down here, parking sensors integrated in this black piece in the lower section. Beautiful front end, and definitely no mistaking this for anything else than, of course, a GMC. Now coming around to the side view, and this is where this is starting to look like an apartment to me. I mean, this sheer size of this thing is just massive. I don't even know if these type of vehicles would work in Europe on the road, specifically not in like a small town in Italy. You would not be able to drive this around there because the streets are just too tight for this. So we have 20-inch wheels, and these are brand new wheels for the AT4 Ultimate. I do love the design of these wheels, looking beautiful, like polished aluminum on the faces, and then we have the black accents on the interior. We have 275mm wide tires all around, Goodyear all-terrain tires, Goodyear Wrangler all-terrain tires. So proper all-terrain tires for this setup, even though we do have the big 20-inch wheels. I like this setup. I think it looks great, and I think a SUV of a size like this should have some sort of off-road capabilities and also the off-road wheels here. I do like the shoulder line because check this out, it goes straight from the corner right here of the taillight. We have the GMC integrated right there. Small details that I appreciate. We have the shoulder line cutting right through the entire vehicle into, yes, the very corner of the front headlights. So it stretches one single line and really stretches out this entire vehicle. I do like that we have the black graphic going around the greenhouse here, for example, and not have any sort of chrome. We have this shark fin design for the, what is this, D pillar in this case. We also have this big window in the back section. You have the roof rails all the way up top as well, in addition to the body painted door handles. And when you open this up, you can check out this door step or side step that pops down, and when you close it, of course, it's going to go back up. Now we do have the AT4 logo right there, and we also have our AT4 badge or a GMC sort of styling feature here. Not sure what I think, if I like this or not. It looks decent, but it doesn't have any functionality to it. You have the side 360 camera located right here, indicator light in the side mirror as well, obviously, for 2025. I do like this lower line as well, because what this does, it sort of removes a little bit of the height, at least, because it's such a big vehicle. We need a couple of very long horizontal lines to sort of remove some of this volume that we have going on here. Now, coming around to the rear end design. And I really like what's going on here, because as you can see, all the way down low, we do have quad tailpipes. And this is, I've said it a few times now, but I'm starting to see the visible exhaust pipes of vehicles coming back more and more now. It's been sort of hidden for 5 years or so, but these are, you can see, these are proper exhaust pipes. There's nothing fake going on here. Also on this side, quad exhaust pipes. Well done, GMC, for not hiding these beautiful features. I don't want to have this Yukon being chrome though. I would like to have this be blacked out, but look at these beautiful taillights here. And if you want to talk about thick, juicy taillights, LEDs, I think Yukon has done a great, GMC has done a great job with these ones right here. I love all the small little features, because this feels like the designers really took their time to design all these small lines in the GMC logo right there, and just took a lot of time to make this a beautiful looking taillight, and I think they did a great job with that. You can also see this gorgeous chamfer here where the shoulder line starts and just goes all the way straight through the entire length of the vehicle, looking beautiful. You do have the 360 camera, or the rear camera, mounted right here. And if we open up this tailgate right here, power assisted, obviously, over $100,000, that is what you want to have. You have 3 rows in this case, and you also can fold them down right here. Of course, you don't want to do anything manual here, so you want to have everything be powered, and you can see that you can fold these up and down very, very easily. You can also fold them all the way down for the center row right there, so you can fold them like that. In addition to that, you do have a power outlet right there to plug in your vacuum, and underneath here you have a little bit more storage. As you can see, it's pretty shallow, this storage space, but at least you have some additional storage space in the floor. That's pretty much it for the exterior design. As I said, this is probably, if I were to buy a Yukon, which I probably would never really do. It's a little bit too big of a vehicle for me personally, but if I was in the market for one of these, I think this trim makes a lot of sense, because as I said, it's sort of the best of both worlds. You have the best of the luxury features with the Ultimate, and then you also have the best of the off-road capabilities that GMC can offer with the AT4. So if you want, you know, the top of the top, you don't want to miss out on anything, then this might be the Yukon for you. So with that said, talked about the exterior, let's have a look at this massive screen and the rest of the features that we have in the interior. All right, so jumping in here, and obviously the first thing you're gonna notice, love that the side step folds up like that. You have AT4 Ultimate badge right there. These are, I do believe, 18-way power adjusted seats. You also have massaging seats here in both front seats, in addition to heated and ventilator, of course. But the first thing you're gonna notice when you jump in here is that thing right there, 16.8 inches of screen size. I mean, they just keep getting bigger and bigger. and I'm not sure when it's going to stop, but the overall interior feel is extremely luxurious, and I do like, even though we have that massive screen right there, I actually like the overall layout of this interior. I'm gonna let you know why. Looking at the door panel here, a lot of storage. One storage space right here, another one down here, and then a cup holder and more storage. The controls for the windows feel pretty high quality here. You also have the controls for the mirror and memory seats settings are right there. Now stepping in on this side step, pretty big side step to be honest, so let's jump in here and have a look at what's going on with this 2025 AT4 Ultimate from GMC. Now the reason why I think this is a great interior, even though we have a massive 16.8-inch waterfall design screen right here, this screen, by the way, is very responsive, and I always have it plugged in with my Apple CarPlay, so I don't really use anything that's inside here, but you can see that we can go into controls. You have the controls and safety features here. You even have the night vision feature here, which is, as I said, a $2,000 option. We can go into climate. Now you can adjust the climate here. If you want to do that, you can do that in the software itself, both for the front and the rear. We have a separated screen, a 7-inch screen in the rear. I'm going to show you in a minute as well. But the coolness here is, even though we have all this real estate for pixels, we still have the physical toggles for the temp up and down, which this is all I'm asking for. I mean, you can have as big of a screen you want, but don't remove this feature right here. Also for the fan speed, and you have this big volume knob in the middle of the car. You also have, of course, heated and ventilated seats. You press this button right here. Ventilated seats, 3 different levels, and you have heated seats as well, looking beautiful, both for the passenger and the driver as well. So having this type of screen, you can see that there's so much empty space here. It feels like they didn't really know what to do with all this space that we get in the GMC Yukon for 2025. But I do think it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty classy. You have the vents integrated nicely at the sides here of the screen, looking pretty beautiful. You have the start button right here. You have some additional storage all the way up here. Now, I mean, this is sort of like a armrest storage from a Nissan Altima or something. It's pretty big up there, so you can store whatever you want up there. You also have the big, massive, probably the biggest head-up display I have seen this year, right up in front of you. Personally, as you know, I'm not a huge fan of head-up displays, so I would probably just turn that off. Now, looking at the center console here, you do have this lid, which you can close up if you want to have it be clean. I don't necessarily like the gloss plastic that we have going on here, but opening this up, you have the wireless charging pad right down there. You have 2 USBs, one, thankfully. I do like when companies still in 2025 uses or puts in regular USB slots like that. You also have a USB-C right there, and you also have more cup holders underneath here. You can again, you can just make everything look very clean by folding everything back up. This is what the key looks like. You have a lock, unlock, remote start, open the trunk, panic button, and also open the, I forgot to show you that you can open the, let me show you that right now, by the way. Let's just click this button 2 times, and it's gonna open up the top section of the window here. I wanted to show you that real quick. Now back to the interior here. We talked about the key design, nothing really special about the key, GMC on the back. I wish, if you're paying $100,000 plus for a vehicle, I wish the key would have a little bit more special materials to it and some different weight maybe. The armrest looks beautiful. I do like the styling and the texture that we have going on here. AT4 Ultimate in chrome right there. Open this up and you have not that deep of a storage, but you have the headphones for the screens in the back, which we're gonna have a look at in a minute. So this looks to be the lug nut for the wheels. Storage is not that big in the middle, but it doesn't matter because you still have a lot of storage up here and also this part in the middle. So let's fold this back down. 2 cup holders here in the back. Now the seats look great, and check this out, very, very cool. I do believe this comes with 18 speaker sound system, Bose sound system, and you have a couple of them here, right here in the headrests itself. So it's really gonna blast your ears off if you're blasting some music. Now the bolstering for this is not the best, but I don't think you're not gonna take corners, you know, in 70 miles per hour doing in an apartment on wheels like this. So that's totally fine. Heated and ventilated, as we talked about, massaging functions for both. You can see all the massage settings. You have off, or you have roll, need, wave, relief, or glide. Personally, I've never really been a fan of massaging seats. It just feels a little strange to me. It doesn't really do anything, but if that's something you're into, I guess that's a cool feature to have. Looking at the gauge cluster here, completely configurable. You can click this button right here to sort of have your preferred layout. We can have, I do love this view though, because we have the entire map. I don't need to look over here. We have the entire map when we're navigating right in front of us. You can also have the Apple CarPlay map right there if you want to have, if you prefer that map. Then you have this sort of driver assist view. You also have it starting night vision. I'm probably not gonna work at daytime, but I'm gonna make a short clip so you can see what it looks like at night. Actually, it looks pretty cool right here. You can see the night vision right there. $2,000 option. Not sure if it's worth it for me, but I like to have it in this setting right here. You can see very classic layout. You have all the trip information on the right side, and you have the big speedometer and tachometer in the middle right there. You have Super Cruise in this as well. It works great. One of the best automated cruise controls out there. And you just press this button that will turn this blue and green when you're in Super Cruise, looking very, very cool. You do have a sport mode in this vehicle. So here you have the auto, 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low, 2-wheel drive, and you have this to switch out the modes here. So you have off-road, tow haul, sport, and normal. Now I'm not sure why you would need a sport mode in this, but we're gonna keep it in sport because we're not gonna take this, you know, on some rough, rugged trails today. So we're gonna keep it in sport for when we take this for a drive later on. You have the parking brake up here, lane keep assist, which I love when companies do this. You have a physical button to turn this off instead of having to go into the software and trying to figure out how do I turn this you know, annoying vibration as soon as I come close to an edge off. All you got to do here is just press this button, which I love to see. Automatic shut off at red lights, on and off. A simple button as well. Hill descent control, you have the parking assist there, 360 view for the camera. You can press that and show you the camera settings. We have a bunch of different camera settings similar to what GMC is doing with other products as well. They always have some decent cameras going on here. So you have the front, you can see the front wheels right there, and you also have the rear wheels, so you see exactly the positioning of your wheels, where your tires are, so you don't scratch them up or get a puncture on a big rock or something like that. And up top, you can have this be a camera if you want to. Looking all the way up top here, you have a massive sunroof. So let's slide this open. So you can see it goes all the way back to the passenger seat, and you can also open this up. A couple of LED lights right there looking beautiful. I like how they fade in and out instead of just having to be abrupt on and off. Looking at the steering wheel, nice looking steering wheel. I do like this center portion because it has this chisel design to it with a lot of chamfers going on. Heated steering wheel is located right here on the steering wheel itself. Voice command. You have the customization for the gauge cluster right here, and you have the cruise control and the blue cruise, super cruise I mean, settings on the left side, with the indicator stalk located on the left side of the steering wheel. And you also have the washer button right there for the windows. And on the right side, you do have the gear selector now being in stock, so you can put it into reverse, pop up the reverse camera right there. We already talked about that. Or going into drive, just push it towards you and down. Let's put it back into park for now. So with that said, we talked about the front end of the interior. Let's jump in and have a look at this back seat, because it is pretty luxurious back here. Now you can have the rear second row folded down like we have over there, or of course you can have it upright like this. Jumping in here, extremely comfortable seats, and I could sit here for a very long time. You can also recline the seats, which is fantastic. You can lounge back like this, not have any worries in the world. And you also have this big screen in front of you for when you want to check YouTube. You can plug it in with the HDMI cable right there. You also have heated seats in 3 different levels right here. Fan speed, temperature as well, 2 HDMIs and 2 USB-Cs. You can see all the connections here, the HDMI cables. You can connect them YouTube as well. Just a lot of screens in today's world, and in addition to that, you also have the 7-inch screen. Now let's jump in. I'm not going to have this be reclined all the way to check out the rear seats, but I do think I'm not going to have any problems at all fitting back here either. It's just such a massive vehicle that getting in back here, I could 100% sit back here for a very, very long time, no problem at all. I have all the space I need, plenty of head space. We have plenty of leg space as well, 2 cup holders. I do have my USB-C here. so I can still charge my my devices. So I'm all set. The seat is not as comfortable as it is in the second row, and of course the front seats, but it's still usable for sure for a pretty long road trip. I don't think I would have any problems at all sitting back here. All right, guys, you know the drill. We talked about the exterior design of the 2025 GMC Yukon AT4 Ultimate. We talked about the interior design with this big 16.8 inch infotainment screen, which honestly, in this case, this being such a massive vehicle, you know, having this big screen, it doesn't, I don't know, to you, does it feel like this is too big for this interior? To me, it doesn't really feel like it's too big for this interior. It feels like it suits it because everything is so massive. I have so much space in here. It's crazy. We got a 6.2 liter V8 under the hoods, 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 in about 6.2 seconds. Not bad for this type of house on wheels at all. I do believe I have it in sport right now. Let's check. All right, so we have it in sport. Flooring it. Even having it in sport like this, even if we're rolling on 20-inch wheels, I mean, you got big profile Goodyear all-terrain tires, so the tire size is great. Even though there is 20-inch wheels, you still have big, chunky tires, so the ride comfort is as you would expect. It's not just an AT4, it's also the ultimate, meaning that you need to have a lot of luxury features in this, which you obviously have. And the ride comfort needs to be on point, which it obviously is. But it still feels like I'm driving a small cabin or something. It's very comfortable. So let's switch it up to, let's go back into normal and just cruise around a little bit. And what I love about this, as I said before, you have the lane keep assist button right here to turn it on and off. So if you have a cyclist like that and I need to go a little bit over the line, it's not going to start shaking the steering wheel at me or anything like that, which I cannot stand. Instead, you can just basically shut it off manually, which is great to see. This big head-up display that we have in front of us is probably the biggest one I've seen this year. It's absolutely massive. I'm not sure how big it is, but this is one of these cars that you just can go forever in. So let's come to a stop here. Brakes are great as well, by the way. And let's floor it. Let's go. 30, 40, 50, and we're up to 60 right there. 6.1 seconds. Sounds like it could be about right. It really, in cars, in vehicles like this, when they're this big, you don't get a sensation of speed whatsoever. It all has to do with the size of the vehicle and how you perceive the speed. It's very interesting to see. So we're gonna come out on the highway here and get some super cruise action going on. Let's check that out. Flooring it on the on-ramp here. Sounds really good, the 6.2 liter V8. And we're up to 70 there. So let's get into a lane and let's turn the Super Cruise on. Let's see how that handles in traffic. All right, so I'm gonna turn it on right there. 72 miles per hour, it turns green. Means that it's activated. All I need to do now is just keep my hand on the steering wheel. And if, I don't know why it's trying to change lanes. Auto lane change. Interesting. I didn't hit the indicator or anything. It just decided to change lanes for me. Maybe it felt like it was too much in between two vehicles and it just wanted to have more space. Not entirely sure. Probably because that car was doing, it was going slower than my set 72 miles an hour. So they just decided to change lanes. And now it's changing lanes by itself again. It's pretty cool, this system, I have to admit. It's pretty cool, because if it does this, if I have my speed set on 72 miles per hour, and we come up to a truck here that's doing less than that, then it's going to go into the fast lane, on the inside lane, and overtake to try to, see, now it's doing it again, to try to maintain that 72 miles per hour. I think that is very, very cool, and that is what I think this is one of the best sort of automated cruise controls out there today. It just works fantastically and it makes for a very relaxing driving experience. So how do we sum this vehicle up? I mean, it is over $100,000 for a GMC, but you also get a lot of cars. I mean, if you wanted to, you could technically buy this car and live back there. You can set up some sort of office back there. You could probably live in this car rent-free. If you have a big family, if you go on longer road trips, I mean, it really does not get much better than this when it comes to comfort, because you have the captain's chairs in the back, and you also have the third row seats with the TVs back there as well. Changing lanes right there. I did that manually this time, but it works fantastically. So, but do you need the ultimate though? Or I don't know. That's a question you need to ask yourself. Do you need the ultimate luxury features that you get with this one, or are you satisfied with just going with the AT4? Personally, I would probably just be okay with going with the AT4 and save a little bit of money. But if you're one of these people that need to have everything, all the options in your Yukon, then this is obviously the one to go for. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.